We're
Hey,
back.
welcome back. It's been a while.
Been a long time, and this time we actually have good excuses. It's been a bit of a busy
Yeah,
last 2 months
yeah,
or
it's been
month.
busy.
Phillies clinched the NL East. The Eagles still suck.
Yeah, the Phillies aren't looking great right now, though, against the Mets.
I don't really have any words. See, we were supposed to record Saturday, and it was going to be a lot more
Yeah,
exciting. I was full of hope. This is the first time we're seeing Alvarado pitch in the postseason. I just,
yeah.
I can't help but talk about what I've been talking about this whole time. The bye week. It worst thing that's ever happened in baseball. I think
I
the
mean,
Braves were right. They've always been right.
it's almost like whoever has the momentum going in keeps it. And I thought the Phillies had the momentum. So right now it's Game 3. They're split 1-1, as are all the division series. But it's not looking good.
No. And then, of course, it's not over, but
Yeah.
it seems over. I don't know about you, but it feels like it's over.
Harper can't make any contact in this game to save his life.
It's just bad. It's just really bad.
Yeah. You got a couple people that got on base. Um, Bohm Bohm had a good chance to get a double, but it was just a really good throw. It's like they can't catch a break.
No. And
Castellanos hit it right to second baseman, and they doubled up Schwarber.
it sucks. And this is why we should have done the podcast yesterday off a win.
I know.
Ah,
I really thought the Eagles would, or the Eagles.
moving on. We're moving on already.
Flyers. Didn't the Flyers start today? Isn't it their opening day?
I think
I
so.
think it's their opening.
Go Flyers.
Yeah.
That's the real team. That's the team I'm excited to watch.
Or Sixers, actually. Sixers are who I'm excited to watch.
It's just crazy. It went it was going so well.
Who knows? They win the division and then they do this. It's like I don't know.
I had that fear. I had that fear, and it's coming true. I said, it's just, it's just like the 2007 to 2011 run. They won the World Series. Next year they lost the World
Mm,
Series. Next year they lost the championship. Next year they lost the division.
yeah. Well, I honestly
And
think if you want my honest take on this series, I think they're going to split this in New York.
I hope so. I would love to come back to Philly, even if they. Okay, it would suck if they lost, but if they can force a game 5, I would be happy. I wouldn't be angry.
I'll say this: the Mets crowd is into it.
Are they? They don't sound too
In the
loud right now.
beginning of
No.
the game, they
Now they've given up. See, we got them right where we want them right now.
were.
They're getting comfy.
I think it's Alvarado throwing the heat the way he is.
Oh,
Uh, you know what?
now our faces are going to look even whiter.
Yeah, it probably looks crazy.
That light looks really bright now that that light's off.
You have to get that light.
Hey, turn on the lights.
No, it's not working.
But not a fun series.
No,
Not a fun series. I
super frustrating.
Sunday was, I will say a million times, one of the best playoff games I think I've watched since Game 5 of the NLCS in 2022.
I don't care who you're a fan of. That was a great game.
That was a baseball game.
Yeah.
That was an all-time baseball
It
game.
really was. Yeah, that was a
Thankfully,
good
they
one.
won. See, if the Phillies had lost, I would say that was one of the worst games I've ever watched in my entire life.
Is this microphone on?
Yeah, it is. It's lighting up green on my phone.
I see.
But it was just a bad game. It was a bad game, and I'm angry. I'm talking about Game 1. I didn't even mention that I was talking about Game 1. Worst game I've watched.
Oh, that was horrible.
It was
Horrible.
the best game I've watched until it was the worst game I've
I mean,
watched.
Wheeler looked great. Wheeler looked like Wheeler. Pitched um, a shutout into the eighth inning. He went out. It was 1-0.
Yeah.
And what did they end up losing? Like
7-2.
two?
It's just so crazy. This is how the Braves felt the last 2 years. This is. I feel Braves fans' pains now, and it sucks.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It looks like
It's
Manaya's coming
pretty
back
bad.
out. See, I hope that this is just the biggest hot take podcast. Not hot take. This is like the. This is like. I just hope this ages well.
I feel like if this series goes the way we would like it to go, not the way it's probably going to go.
This would be the funniest podcast episode of all time.
Right, but we should also record immediately on like Friday or Saturday.
Yeah. Who would we play? And then LCS. Who are you thinking?
My thoughts. So if you want to look at that, I think my thoughts are the Dodgers.
I just don't see Dodgers making it out of the NLCS.
You don't?
No, their pitching's so bad. Their pitching is
Yeah,
terrible.
they have Ohtani. That's kind of. I don't know. It's the whole thing. I think the Padres kind of have that Mets feeling right now. Where they're kind of they want it more.
Yeah. I just hope the Mets can finish the job, unlike the Phillies did in 2022. Except I'm not rooting for the Mets if they make it past the Phillies. I said that before this series started, that if the Mets somehow beat the Phillies, I would root for them. Oh, he's out. But Turner dropped it. This game is just not great.
It's just not. They cannot catch a break in this game at all. It's just not. But that Castellanos catch was pretty good.
Ugh. I'm just angry right now. Oh, he was never.
He never even had the ball in his glove.
You know,
he would have been out. He would have been out.
I just don't even have words for this series right now. It's so bad.
Turner started turning his glove before the ball was even there.
Like everything you think could have gone wrong has gone wrong so far.
Yes,
and of course, tomorrow we get Ranger Suarez, washed up Ranger Suarez tomorrow.
Maybe Ranger Suarez will show up in postseason like he was the beginning of the season. That could be. This is frustrating.
You have a much more positive mindset than
I do.
I'm generally
an optimist, but
I just don't want to hurt myself.
Yeah. Well, Alvarado just walked.
Stupid Brandon Nimmo.
I
want to see Brandon Nimmo get hit in the face. Is that a crazy thing to say?
Alonso.
I want to see Brandon Nimmo get hit with 101 miles an hour just straight to the dome. And if he gets up and sprints to first base, I think I'm just gonna jump off a bridge.
Pete Alonso scored 2 runs in this game.
I just think a good name for this episode is, I don't know. I was thinking of something. The dream is dead. We're not back. It's over.
Why the Phillies let me down? How the Phillies let me down.
It's gonna be fun though. How we're gonna manage a off season with the podcast.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a perfect off season podcast. How the Phillies are gonna fix this issue.
Yeah. I don't really know yet, so I have to really figure this one out because I feel like they have everything they need in place. I don't know. Although their bullpen did not come through for them in the playoffs.
I don't want to speak too soon. But moving on from a specific third baseman might not be a bad idea. That's something we need to address is how much. See, Alec Bohm.
He started this season off good.
I was looking at his stats. He had the highest OPS, not named Mookie Betts, in the month of April. And then since then, he had an OPS under 700 for the rest of the season. And he's got a crappy, childish attitude along with that. He has terrible body language. I wouldn't be mad if the Phillies looked elsewhere for a third baseman. Or maybe Aiden Miller takes his place at third base. And you try and flip Bohm for some pitching or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, pitching we might need. If we want a fifth pitcher, we definitely need a fifth pitcher.
I know I'm looking ahead way too soon, like that, saying I want to get rid of Bohm. But I'm just angry right now.
Watch him come through big.
I hope Pete Alonso hits a home run. Honestly, put me to bed. I hope Pete Alonso hits a 3-run home run right now. Ugh. This is just
so there are runners on first and second for the Mets. Pete Alonso's up. There are 2 outs. It's 3-0. And
bases are loaded.
Alvarado definitely did not want to pitch to Pete Alonso.
I would have. I think he should have just thrown straight fastballs right down the middle. Sick and tired of this. Just put me out of my misery, man. If the Phillies somehow win tomorrow, I might be angrier than I am right now.
Oh, there goes Alvarado.
Such a frustrating and somehow tiny, small bit predictable ending to this
I
season.
know.
I didn't want to say it, but
Iglesias is coming up.
it really was something I think I saw coming. I've said it not on this podcast because it's been a long time, but the Mets have that vibe. They have that team of destiny vibe, the 2022 Phillies vibe,
Awful.
and nobody's going to get in their way. They have the sign can't stop me because I can't read vibe. That's what it is. The power of friendship.
I think they're gonna split these games. I think they'll lose this one and they'll win the next one. Phillies. But I don't know. I would love to think that they'll win that fifth game in Philly.
You think the Magic came back on Sunday? Because Saturday was 3 postseason games in a row they lost at home.
Yeah.
And it looked like they turned something on Sunday. Maybe the Magic came back. Maybe they just need to win tomorrow, and we'll see. But right now, I'm just angry. I'm just frustrated, tired, angry at this team.
Well, think about this. The Phillies were winning on game 1 into the 8th inning, and they lost. Game 2, Mets were winning into 8th inning. They lost.
Were the Mets winning? Oh, they were.
Uh-huh.
That's right.
Uh-huh. And it's the 8th inning coming up. Well, it's still 7th inning.
8th inning coming up with,
I don't know who's going to be pitching.
Rojas, Schwarber, Turner.
Schwarber's done a lot.
He made really good contact in that first at bat. See, if I could give you, I was going to say Harper when I was saying this, but I was going to say, if I can give you the top players that don't deserve crap when the series is ending if it ends the way we think it does.
Yeah.
Schwarber's the top of that list.
Yep. I totally agree. Castellanos.
I'm on the fence with Castellanos.
Why?
He had that huge game. But other than that, what has he done? Swung at the dirt.
No, that's true. I mean, but he came through huge from that game.
He did.
Defensively and offensively.
He made it an all-time classic. And that's why I'd say I wouldn't blame him, but I also wouldn't not blame him. Yeah. I would be on the fence. Harper, I'm sorry, but I'm going to blame Harper.
Yeah.
Big time.
He hasn't really showed up. I mean, last game, sure.
It's 6-0 now. 7-0. Oh. Pete Alonso's so fat and slow and ugly,
He's
man.
so dumb. Why did he even do that?
Oh, my goodness. What a fat loser.
7-0.
6-0.
This is good worth.
6-0.
Why does it say 7-0?
They haven't updated it yet.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Oh.
I'm just in pain.
This
definitely feels like a loss.
Yes, definitely.
Oh. I can't believe it. Maybe we'll talk about
maybe it's the magic 8th inning.
The Eagles.
Oh,
the beautiful Eagles. Since I'm kind of just
Saquon Barkley's doing well.
Yeah. If they feed him the ball, if they give him the ball, he's doing well. But back to all right. Give me your top 3 players you blame, top 3 players you don't blame. I can start if you want to think.
Yeah, go for it.
I was just gonna say I'm blaming Harper. Alec Boehm is the last of my list of players I wouldn't blame. That man is the first on my list of players I would blame.
Yeah.
He's swinging at crappy pitches. He's putting up terrible at bats. Of course, he's one of the only ones with a hit today, but he just has his attitude is what turns me off of Alec Boehm so much. It gets old. Like, we get it, you're frustrated, but you're also 27 years old and you don't need to be acting like a 4-year-old every time you get out. It's just so frustrating. And I hate to say it. I really hate saying it, but Matt Strum is going to be on my blame list.
What happened to him, man? He was a sure thing.
That home run Vientos hit on Sunday was such a lucky home run.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad pitch, but
Strom and Hoffman were like a sure thing. Like they were coming up as like, oh, okay, yeah, we got this.
they just can't get through it. And this is kind of like mismanaging by Thompson here. Alvarado hasn't pitched all postseason. He hasn't pitched in 2 weeks. And you leave him in that long? I just don't think that was smart. And Thompson hasn't been awful. You can tell he wants to win. He's taking necessary steps to win. He benched Bohm. He's taking Rojas out in big spots. He put his two best relievers in, and it didn't work out.
Yeah,
That's
how
not
can
his
that
fault.
be on him? Like, I mean, it's hard to say. Oh, they shouldn't have taken Wheeler out because
I think they should have. He was at 110 pitches.
right.
I don't know.
But I mean, in retrospect, it's like, oh, well, maybe they just shouldn't have taken him out because he was pitching well. Because you look back in the old days, and all those old time pitchers, they would have stayed in, finished the job.
It was just stupid because how could he have known
No.
that Matt Strom and Jeff Hoffman were just gonna implode like that?
Yeah.
It's
he's back.
and I would still put Strom and Hoffman in right now if it was close. That's how much I trust both of them.
Yeah.
I would still put them in.
Yeah, I mean they've shown that they know how to take care of batters. It's just that was just a bad. I don't know what happened.
Such a frustrating game.
So frustrating.
The vibes of this podcast episode are terrible.
So frustrating this game. But what are you gonna do?
People I don't blame. Schwarber.
I don't blame Schwarber at all.
Wheeler.
No.
And how about Estevez? An
Same.
8-pitch relief inning on Sunday. I don't blame Estevez. He's safe. He's safe.
Sanchez was good.
Sanchez he got pulled too early. That's what I think. He was
agree.
great. See, yeah, Rob Thompson's been great. He's taking risks. More risks than
They
he should have.
did pull him too early and that almost cost him the game.
Almost, yeah. Stupid. I don't trust Jose Ruiz in any big time spot.
No.
He's a good mop up guy, but that's about it.
I'm getting a phone call.
Are they pinch hitting someone for Rojas? Like they're taking Manaya out.
Manaya.
No. I was gonna sing, and then they didn't. But it's just been a crazy game, crazy series.
I don't think they're taking Manaya out. He's staying in.
No, he's out. He's done.
He's gone.
Honestly, hats off to Manaya.
He pitched a great.
That was a really good start.
He's got that crazy cross. What do they call it? The cross body or cross
something. It's like Chris Sale's windup.
Yeah. Well, apparently he changed his windup after watching Chris Sales.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep. And he, it's pretty wild.
It
still looked like this whole game. It's been looking like they're going to catch up to it because they're making contact. It's like, okay, it's just a matter of timing now.
This is the inning where they score, though. This is the inning where they score the 2 runs that they needed to tie the game. This is exactly how it's going to be 6-4 by the end of this inning. That's what I think. It's going to be 6-4. Harper's going to get his big hit, and I'm just going to be angry. Only the Phillies can make me angry after scoring runs.
Well, you know what I want to see is Harper get that big hit, and that will really shut the crowd. I don't care if they lose. I just want him to get a big hit.
It's just sad, you know?
Yeah.
If they get knocked out, and I've said this a lot too, this is going to be the end of an era. Like, of course, they're going to be in the playoffs next year, but it's not going to be the same.
They have the team. It's just
do.
Maybe a couple tweaks here and there. Maybe it's management.
Oh,
I don't know.
Their hitting coach is going to be gone.
Yeah, it's just something's not. You can't have that much talent up and down the lineup, pitching, and not win a World Series. Something else is going on.
It's the offense. It's the offense that is just.
We got hitters that they've shown they can hit. I don't know.
Maybe it's the hitting coach then. I don't know. Or maybe they just need a Oh, if only there was like a really young superstar outfielder that's going to be a free agent after this season. Some Yankees outfielder.
Think the Phillies are gonna get Sosa?
They already have Sosa.
I mean,
I was talking about Juan Soto.
actually, Sosa just
Walked? What did he do?
he
Single. Infield single.
Yeah.
I hate Sean Manaea. He's a
Soto is what I meant to say.
Juan Soto. Yeah, can you imagine? I just want you to think opening day 2025, Brandon Marsh is pitch hitting. Great.
Oh, good. He's really come through this postseason.
What is he, 0 for 8 now?
Oh, he's terrible.
I just want you to think of a opening day lineup of like a top 5 players of Schwarber, Turner, Harper, Soto, Castellanos. And then honestly make Sosa everyday third baseman. I don't want to see Bohm near the lineup anymore. I'm sick and tired of him. Such a frustrating hitter.
I mean, Marsh's numbers aren't bad in the regular season.
He had a fine season.
You can't. I feel
That's
like
not a strike.
No, it's not a strike at all. It's outside. You can't count on him. You know what I mean? You can't be like, oh, good, he's up.
That's
Marsh is up.
the problem with this lineup.
Yeah.
They're great hitters when they're hot. But then when they're cold, you can't count on any of them. You can't. And Turner's supposed to be that guy that's hot all season. He's not supposed to be a streaky guy. Harper's supposed to be the guy that's always good, who comes up in big moments. Schwarber, great. I don't mind Schwarber. He's done his job.
I think he's totally done his job.
Castellanos was supposed to be this crazy, cocky, double-hitting machine. Now, he hasn't been awful, but he hasn't been that version of Castellanos.
He did not go around. That wasn't even close.
Ugh. It's just so insane.
Yeah.
And I'm already looking at next season because I'm angry tonight. That's what I do when the Phillies lose, is I automatically just look towards the next season on who we can sign.
Yeah, but you were done with this game 1, and then they came back and won game 2.
I was.
So,
reverse psychology. I've always been in.
Realmuto hasn't. Has he gotten any hits this entire series so far?
Not that I know of. Maybe it's time for a new catcher.
Well, I don't know. He's such a good catcher.
No, I'm good.
That throw to second was not him. That was all in Turner.
Give Realmuto next season, his last season, and then sign him to like a 2-year contract, and then have him and Marchand split up the starting job and slowly move Realmuto. He can stay a Philly the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But slowly move him towards backup catcher the older he gets. That's what I think.
It's a shame because I like Stubbs, but he doesn't really add anything.
Oh, Stubbs is gone after this year. That's what I think. If I could give you my top 5 players that are gone after this year, Stubbs, Austin Hayes is gone, Taijuan Walker's gone, Jose Alvarado's probably gone, and Jose Ruiz is gone. And then you're going to fill that with some good people. That's what I want.
Well,
stuck.
It's tough. So the Eagles play the Browns this Sunday.
Oh, they better not only win.
Yeah.
They need to just destroy the Browns.
The Browns are 1-3.
Yeah.
1-4.
And
1-4.
Not for my sake. They need to do it because the Browns are terrible, and the Eagles need to prove to me that they are a different team.
The Eagles are 2-2. I don't know what their deal is. I think there have been some key injuries. You've had AJ Brown, Devontae Smith out.
Lane Johnson's been
out. And maybe that's, and you got Cam Jurgens trying to learn the role after having Jason Kelce. I mean, that's not easy shoes to fill right there.
No.
So, I don't know. Maybe once they come back, it'll be a different game. When is AJ Brown supposed to be back?
This week. They're supposed to have apparently there's nobody on the injury report right now.
Okay.
So this is either going to be the best game we've watched in weeks or one of the most frustrating games I've watched in my life.
And I think they just give it to Saquon Barkley to run until it doesn't work anymore.
Phillies need to stop doing this.
Hurts, Hurts, Hurts is scrambling. He's gotten a lot of yards.
He looked really good. I think. Well, okay, the Buccaneers game was his fault. That was one of the most sloppy games I've ever watched Jalen Hurts play, besides the Buccaneers game in the playoffs last year. But the game before that, who were they playing? The game before the Bucks,
Saints.
he looked good. He was scrambling a lot. He was running. They won. Phillies need to knock this off right now. 2 runners on with 1 out, and Harper's on deck.
Turner do something.
I might.
Turner just getting on base would be nice.
This podcast, I'm ending the episode right now if Harper hits a grand slam. I'm not. I'm going to bed if that's what happens.
We didn't even get our
our thing
segment. Excuse me.
We can stall till this end of this inning, and then we can start our segment.
Yeah. Well,
that was not it. That's a terrible call. That is.
Well, even the commentators disagreed, and they were all about the Mets.
Oh, what in the world was that call?
That was not even close.
No.
Even the pitcher, look, you can see the pitcher didn't even think that was come on now.
In my years of watching sports, I don't think I've ever seen a broadcast booth want a team to win.
Oh, I know.
More in a national broadcast booth. AJ Pierzynski and Adam Wainwright need to.
They want the Mets to win so bad. They're so anti-Philly. They don't like Bryce Harper. You can tell.
Probably because Harper killed Wainwright in his career, and the only thing AJ Pierzynski was known for was being fat and slow.
Yeah,
I'm angry right now, and he does look a little bit like JD Vance. That's the only thing AJ Pierzynski's known for.
But he didn't look like that when he played. Didn't he have like blonde hair or something, or like bleached hair? Or...
I think he was actually had a buzz cut.
Did he?
He was a lot fatter than he is now.
Yeah.
That stupid loser.
I don't think he had a beard though, did he?
I
don't know.
AJ Pierzynski?
Yeah.
Not that I know of. What's gonna happen? I'll commentate right now. 1-2 pitch for to Turner.
And you know what's funny? That the commentators are so stupid. They said he went down swinging when it was a foul.
That's how that works. Hey, why didn't he call that a strike?
That was the exact same spot.
This guy looks stupid. I'm angry right now. I hope Turner walks in Harper to grand slam, and I'll just drown myself in this pool right here to get hypothermia. He's beating that out. That's the best. He beat it out. He's there.
He advanced the runners with 2 outs. How about that? Huh? Big at bat for Harper.
Another one.
What's he going to do?
Ooh, let me guess. He's going to swing at 3 sliders outside.
I wonder what his numbers are against Maton.
It's just so frustrating because Harper knows they're not going to pitch to him. Yeah. But he's swinging anyway.
Just let it go. Load the bases for Castellanos.
They talked about it last year, or this year, how the reason they fumbled so bad in the NLCS was because they started swinging like crazy, and how they were going to change that, how small ball is going to win this.
What's they need to do?
It's 6-0.
Get a walk, get a single. Who cares?
It is 6-0. The Phillies have scored a total of what in this series? 8 runs?
8 runs, I think.
No,
Wait, that's no, 9 runs. Wasn't it 7-6?
It was 7-6, 9 runs.
I think that first game was, I think, 6-2, or was it like?
You got to score more runs than that. You can't do that in the playoffs. I mean,
no.
Of course, the pitching has completely crapped the bed. Yeah. It has, but the offense has not given them a chance to settle down. Pitching has just been thinking how they need to hold this lead. And
I gotta say, the umpires haven't been too bad until that last at bat.
That was pretty bad.
It was bad. It was really bad. But one thing I've noticed is I think they got the best umpires, it seems like, because they're not too bad.
Come on, Harper.
Let him walk. Just walk.
So Castellanos can swing it 3 sliders outside and low.
I don't know. Castellanos does seem to come through when he needs to.
I'm in shambles right now.
I don't know. So
For anyone listening, I'm in shambles.
It's 2-0, 2 outs. Got runners on second and third.
He's gonna walk Harper.
Yeah, all three.
Man, if only Harper had this approach last at bat when it was what was it?
He would have walked.
It was 2-0 last time Harper was up.
He would have walked because let me think.
He threw him one strike in that at bat. It was
Yeah,
that changeup.
yeah. That's fine. 3-0. Actually, he probably could have crushed that one, but still.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, you don't want to take a chance.
I want to take a chance. I'm swinging. The season could be over tomorrow. I'm gonna make a good reel of our predictions at the starting of the season. Oh wow, Phillies have scored a run.
Yeah,
They
it's 6-1.
Harper hits a huge single to cut the lead down to 5.
Well,
big time player coming through. We did it.
Hold on.
That's what we paid him for.
Castellanos, he's been clutch. You got to admit, he's been clutch.
I love Harper.
I do too.
He's the reason I'm happy as a Phillies fan, but he's just got to understand I'm frustrated right now. So he's just going to have to deal with me being angry. He's going to have to deal with my crap right now.
All right, well.
You want to start this segment?
I do.
See, this was going to be a great segment at the beginning of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because now I have a new one for our top. We're going to do our
I added one from this series anyway.
We're going to do our top 3 worst and best playoff moments.
5.
Is it 5? Top 5 best and worst moments.
Yeah, it's 5.
It's 5. Okay, that's fine. Top 5 best and worst moments as a Philadelphia
from playoffs.
Playoff moments from the Phillies. I was going to do sports, but
well, it's Phillies playoffs right now,
Phillies
so
playoffs.
It helped. It worked.
We'll give us your worst. We'll give you guys our worst.
Worst first
playoff moments when the time comes, because it's coming.
Worst first or best first?
Let's do the best first.
Okay.
Worst for last.
You want to go? You remember?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I have your list too.
The worst one
I think you said best.
Oh yeah, best. My best moment. Number 1, I don't remember what I had. I'm just gonna go off the order, out of order, but I remember some of them that I have. I don't remember what I had. You have my list, right?
Okay, hold on.
This got bad. This got really ugly.
Hold on.
I told you, I'm in shambles, man. Oh, my number 1, I remember. The Wild Card 2022 comeback. I don't know if you remember this. Game 1 of the 2022 Wild Card, they were losing 2-0 with in the top of the 9th. And I was like, oh, well, they made the playoffs. I'm happy.
Yeah.
And then they came back and scored 5 runs.
Well, that was the attitude of the entire postseason that year. Until they got to the World Series, and then it was like, oh, no, they're going to do it.
And they didn't do it.
But throughout the wild card, NLDS, NLCS, it's like, they made it here. That's cool. We didn't think they would.
The Phillies single-handedly ended Yadier Molina, Albert Pujols. We ended their careers that season. It was great.
But yeah, no, that was I vaguely remember that.
It was one of my favorite moments as a Phillies fan. Bohm took that fastball to the face and started clapping immediately.
That's right. Back when he cared.
Back when
to win.
Back when he had a good attitude. Your turn for your best.
You ready for this?
Oh wow, 6-2 now.
All right. Chase Utley, 2 home runs in Game 1 versus the Yankees in 2009 World Series.
That was good.
It was also, but you have one of these things, so I'll let you say. What else happened in Game 1?
Yeah.
Of the Yankees 2009 World Series.
That was a good jump start to that series,
yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Thought they were going to win it.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Speaking of Phillies losing.
Come on now.
Anyway, one of my favorite moments.
It's rally time. It's the 8th inning.
Bohm could. I have never had more trust in Alec Bohm in my life.
He could completely change everything you just said.
Alec Bohm could genuinely make this one of the funniest podcasts I've ever recorded.
It could, or just Bohm being Bohm.
Oh, screw that guy.
Yeah, nobody likes
Trade him in the offseason. Anyway, another moment from Game 1 of the World Series. Cliff Lee's effortless catch. one of my favorite moments. One of the reasons Cliff Lee is one of my favorite Phillies pitchers of all time.
Yeah. You know that was the exact same game that not only did he do that effortless ho-hum catch, where he literally just stood there like this.
Caught it like that.
That's the one where he also fielded it behind his back and got
That's
the out
right.
first.
I forgot about that.
That game was epic.
And then they lost.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm in a losing mentality.
I mean, they
tonight.
won the game.
They won the game.
They lost the series.
Didn't they lose the series 4-2? Did it come back to New York?
Yeah, they lost in game 6. Yeah.
Good. Utley hit 2 home runs in game
Twice.
3.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I remember that.
He was on fire.
He was going to be World Series MVP. Instead, it went to that loser Hideki Matsui.
Yeah.
What even is his name?
They had a good team that year, though.
I didn't mean that. Yeah, they did.
Remember stupid Johnny Damon?
Alex Rodriguez, Mark Teixeira,
That's right.
Andy Pettit, Skinny CC Sabathia, Mariano Rivera, and the best shortstop in Major League history, Derek Jeter.
Maybe.
Freddie Galvis is better than Derek Jeter. Anyway, if Derek Jeter was a Miami Marlin for his whole career, he wouldn't get the praise he got. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's because he was with the Yankees.
You're number 2.
Game 3, 2022. Harper hits a home run, calls Bohm over.
Oh,
remember he whispers in his ear in the World Series?
Yeah.
And then Bohm.
We're back again. He forgot to charge the microphones.
And the Phillies are now losing 7-2.
Yeah, we left off where you were talking about Bohm hitting that.
Hitting the home run.
Yep.
After. I just thought that was a funny, cool moment.
It was. I thought they were going to win the World Series after that.
I'm trying to. I think you are too. Trying to do some a little bit more obscure, but I do have some that just like, oh my gosh.
I can't just be like, oh my gosh, my favorite moment.
You can.
Nobody thinks about this moment was when Harper hit that go-ahead home run against the Padres. I don't know if you remember that moment.
Yeah.
In Game 5 of the NLCS, it's a pretty underground moment.
Do you remember what your other ones were?
Oh yeah. Oh, I do remember. My third favorite moment, my first favorite game I've ever watched in the playoffs, and I'll stand by this forever, is Game 4 of the 2022 NLCS. That was easily, and of course, the Harper home run against San Diego was amazing. Game 3 in the World Series was amazing, but this game was it's a top 3 baseball game of all time. I don't know if you remember it. I'll lay down the picture for you. Bailey Falter getting the start for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Allows 4 runs in the first inning. Padres are up 4-0. Next inning, Rhys Hoskins, 2-run home run immediately. And then the Phillies just exploded after that. Padres go up 6-4. Rhys Hoskins, next inning, 2-run home run again off Sean Manaea, ironically. Right away, Harper hits that amazing double. Phillies are up 7-6. Then he does this, yells, "This is my effing house," and then the bats explode again. Schwarber hits a home run right after. Realmuto hits a home run. It was just one of the most memorable games I've ever watched, I think. And I was listening to that on the radio. I didn't watch that on TV.
How cool would it be if they did something like that here?
I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah.
If Harper yelled, "This is my house," that would be pretty awesome. that would be like Chase Utley. I just got goosebumps for something that's not ever going to happen. That's Chase Utley level of like Utley's corner.
Yeah.
He owns Citi Field. Your turn.
So this is going to be kind of just like a boring one, but
I mean, none of them
it
were
still
boring.
was huge to me, in my opinion.
Still meant a lot to you
because we didn't think that they were even going to make it to the postseason.
Yeah.
But when they beat Houston in Houston in 2022,
oh, and when they came back, weren't they losing 5-0 or something like that?
That was huge, and I thought they were unstoppable at that point. I was like, "This is it." This is easy.
They came back against the big bad Justin Verlander too.
Justin Verlander, yeah.
Oh my goodness, I remember that game because Kyle Tucker hit 2 home runs and they were losing, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
it was a fun ride.
Yeah, it was.
Nola has completely exploded. He's done, and then they've won. Was it Romuto who hit a home run in the 10th inning or something like
I
that?
think so.
Oh my goodness, what a game! I watched that at work. I remember that. I mean, no, I didn't. If anyone's listening, I didn't watch that at work.
You need to know your other one?
Yeah, yeah, I do. Oh, I remember this one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Oh, the staple of 2022, the 2022 NLDS. The moment I was like, yeah, we're moving on. We're doing it. Romuto's inside the park home run.
Yeah.
Romuto can run for days. My favorite call.
Yeah, that was cool. That was awesome.
That's where I was like, we got the Braves. We're in their head. We did it.
Yeah.
That's the most emotion I've ever seen from JT Romuto, too. He looked like a young man.
Speaking of Romuto, he's up right now.
And he has had one heck of a series. 0 for 8 with a hit by pitch.
He was hit by pitch today.
But yeah, that was one of my favorite moments.
I feel like they're going to walk him here.
I might. I mean, I'd be scared of him. 0 for 8 in the series. I wouldn't want to take any chances.
All right, here's a real obvious one, but I got to say it. Brad Lidge, last pitch strikeout for the win, 2008 World Series.
I mean, that's the first memory I have of the Phillies. That was my awakening to the Phillies.
Yeah.
You woke me up to watch that. I was, 6 years old?
Yeah.
I remember hearing fireworks going off, probably gunshots. It was Woodbury, New Jersey, so it was probably just really bad timing. Someone was getting shot or something. But that was a good moment.
Yeah, because I could see it coming. I was like, oh, they're going to win it. But it was, it was a rain delay, and they restarted the game the second day.
Man, now I'm getting emotional because I'm like, this is about to end the Phillies season, and we're talking about the good moments.
This game will not end the Phillies season. Oh, good, Bryson Stott's up. He's been awesome.
I think he should have started today. I think
he actually had a great defensive postseason.
I know this. Yeah, I know this is. Well, he had the reason they won.
Yeah.
One of the reasons.
Oh yeah.
But I'm full Bohm hating right now. I think Sosa should have started over him, and Stott should have started at second. I'm kind of just sick and tired of Bohm. Anyway, my last one, the Gene Segura game, Game 3 of the 2022 NLCS. A lot of people forget about this game. You remember it?
I don't know.
Great game. And he had like 4 big moments in that game, and that's why I always call it the Gene Segura game. He had that huge diving play in the first inning, I want to say, to get out of a jam, and then hit a go-ahead RBI single where he has that famous picture where he's jumping up, getting to first base, and then he had the huge diving double play in another jam in the 7th inning, and then another diving play in the 9th inning. That was a good time. It was a good game.
Awesome. Gene Segura, I liked him a lot.
Honestly,
I was kind of sad to see him go.
At least could use a guy like Gene Segura right now. Maybe put him at third base over that Bohm guy. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like Cody Clemens. He's got fire in him.
He does. He's young enough.
Probably not going to be on the Phillies next year, I'd assume.
Yeah.
Your turn.
You ready?
Yeah. This is the last one for you in the good moments.
Game 2 of the NLDS 2024.
That was a good one. That was a really good game, wasn't it? I forgot about that one.
walk-off. Remember that? That was, like 2 days ago?
It was a turning point in the season. I think it's what really pushed them to lose in Game 3, 7-2.
Castellanos makes that great catch.
Oh,
like
man. Stott the triple. That was one of the most electric moments I've seen at Citizens Bank Park.
He had a great defensive play as well.
And it really turned the season around.
It did.
It really turned the season around.
They had momentum going into the third game.
Phillies lose. How convenient. We're about to get to our worst moments of the playoffs. Number 1, Cody Clemens strikes out against Ryan Stanek to end the game.
7-2 in New York.
Season could end tomorrow.
Really
the dream could be over tomorrow.
You want to know what my number one is?
Yeah, you started
Did you think
off.
about it?
You started
You
off.
probably know. Joe Carter from Toronto. Walk-off home run against Mitch Williams in Game 6 to end the 1993
I'm assuming.
World Series.
I'm assuming that's how I felt after Yordan Alvarez hit that
Yeah,
3-run home run in Game 6. I don't remember what game that was in the World Series.
so bad.
I cried at work. I did. I really did. I had to go in the bathroom. I teared up.
I remember I was sitting, for some reason, I was sitting on the arm of my couch. Let's see, 1993, how old was I? I was 16? 17? I guess I was 17. And I was just like, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do.
That's how I feel right now.
Yeah.
I kind of want to pick the TV up and throw it at something.
Just
Anyway,
because I don't like New York a lot. I don't like them at all.
and stupid Mr. Met. I hope Mr. Met gets caught on fire. Anyway, what did I have for worst moments? Oh, Phillies. Remember when the Phillies got no hit in the World Series?
Oh my goodness, it's horrible.
I'm pretty sure that
horrible.
was the same game that Meek Mill ran out on the field and sang "Dreams and Nightmares," and I was like, "Oh my goodness, we're doing it!" And then they didn't get a single hit in that game.
That was so bad. Like,
The vibes
not only did they not win the World Series,
the vibes were a little too good in that game. It was too good to be true. I blame Meek Mill. Honestly, you can blame him for a lot now, you know?
I know. For me, the Yankees winning the 2009 World Series,
That hurt.
the worst part was then I had to go to work. I was working in New York,
Oh,
and when they had the parade, I was in New York. And
watching
I was
them
just so
have
angry.
fun.
I was so angry. Isn't that when they were? Isn't that? Was it the? What game was it where? Oh, it was Pedro Martinez pitched, and they kept yelling, "Who's your daddy?" Do you remember that? You might
Yeah.
not remember that.
I do remember that. Well, I've seen videos of it. Ranger Suarez with the season on the line tomorrow.
Yeah. All right, what else you got? You see your thing again?
Looking at this graphic is a pretty bad moment for the playoffs. I don't even know what to talk about this one. Craig Kimbrell in game 3 and 4. Honestly, it was the equivalent to Ryan Howard's, just get me to the plate.
Yeah.
And instead, it went awful. I don't even need to explain that game 3 and 4.
Terrible.
Stupid Alec Thomas, Ketel Marte. It was the turning point for the Diamondbacks, is what it was. Again, it was one of those moments where I think the Phillies just weren't taking the opponent seriously.
No, I totally agree with that.
And that's the problem. And I was saying it off the podcast. I don't actually believe in the bye week being an issue. I believe it's teams winning the division that get the bye, not taking the wild card team seriously.
No, I agree with that.
They're like, oh, we got the bye. Now we get to play the worst team, the worst playoff team.
Right.
That's what it is. Of course, there's rust, but that should be gone after the first game.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's just ridiculous to watch.
Ready?
I'm ready. Bring on the pain.
This one's sad. 2010 NLCS game. Game 6.
They lost to the Giants.
Ryan Howard watches strike 3.
Oh, the check swing, right?
With Rollins and Utley on base in the 9th. They were down by 1, and that ended the series.
It was the check swing.
Watched it.
We got to end this soon. Peter Lon's about to join the show. I'm going to drive into a tree if I see a stupid dorky face show up. Right. No, I remember that. I watched that the day after because I was allowed to stay up that late. Yeah. The bats go quiet in games 6 and 7 last year.
Yeah.
Just like this year. I'm just my brain's just kind of fried right now. I don't even know what to say.
It's awful.
And the ones I'm having are just self-explanatory. Like, you know what I'm talking about. I don't even know what to say right now. Your turn.
It's another a year later, Ryan Howard moment.
It was the I stayed up for that one. I saw that one.
2011 NLDS. That's the year
Tore
that
his
he
Achilles.
tore his Achilles. He grounded out and tore his Achilles, and that ended their season. That was the end of their season.
One of the most nightmarish things I've ever seen in my life. It ended their dynasty, is what it
Yeah,
ended.
it did, and that was to me that was when Ryan Howard was just never ever the same after that.
It's because the DH wasn't a thing in the National League.
Yeah.
I stand by if the DH was a thing in the National League, Ryan Howard would have retired a couple years ago. That's what I think. I think his career would have gone much longer.
He probably thinks the same thing.
I think he would have. If you look at his stats from 2016, he wasn't a bad hitter.
Yeah.
He played 100 games and hit 23 home runs.
Yeah.
Give him 162 and he's hitting like 38. Come on. Oh, my turn? I don't know if you know what I meant by this.
No.
The what could have been moment in game. That's what I think it is. In Game 5 of the 2022 World Series, Phillies were down 4-3, I think. Ninth inning, Realmuto is up to bat, and he hits a line drive to right center field. People think it's going to be a home run, or I'll go off the wall, and Jake Marisnick makes one of the best catches I've ever seen and robs Realmuto of extra bases.
Now. Yeah.
And just the look on Realmuto's face when he's like doing this, the fans just went quiet. That was when I started to think it's over. It's over.
They kind of lost their life at that point.
This is not a smart segment to do right now. I'm kind of just
horrible. It's depressing. It's like, so my last one is when the bullpen blew Wheeler's great game. Game 1 of this series.
I don't blame you for that one.
I'll be like, NLDS 2024, Game 1.
The 2024 Phillies season. What's my last one? Yeah. The Diamondbacks.
No, I know.
I don't even need to explain that one. The stupid Arizona Diamondbacks. They didn't even get the job done. That was the worst part. They couldn't finish the job either.
Oh, it was depressing. Man, we have just had a series of being let down by the Phillies. 2022 was disappointing, but I didn't feel like
it was euphoric. That's what that season was.
Yeah.
Just watching that was I was happy the whole time.
Yeah, but the problem was then I got my hopes up when they were in the World Series and they won Game 1.
And I still wasn't even angry when I was upset that they lost, but I wasn't angry. Like, they made one of the most improbable runs I've ever seen a team make.
But then last year they should have won it.
They choked. And this year they
should be doing much better. They should be rolling through the Mets.
They fell down and died this year is what they did. They laid down and died. They didn't fall down. They laid down. There's a difference.
Tomorrow. Oh, all comes down to tomorrow.
Try to have this episode out tomorrow, if not Thursday morning. Make our predictions for tomorrow. So if it's out Thursday, we're going to see what...
I think they're going to win tomorrow.
What's the score going to be?
I think it's going to be 4-3. I think that. I don't know what the lineup is. I think Turner's going to do something tomorrow. I thought he was going to do something in this one.
I mean, he's been okay today. He was all right tonight. He had 2 walks and a single, I think. It's not his fault either. That's the person I wouldn't blame.
Harper's got to come alive at some point, right?
That was an unacceptable game by Harper.
Okay.
Awful game by Harper. Game 1, they just weren't pitching to him. I don't blame him for that. Game 2,
not him. Yeah.
He was all right. Good. Had a good moment. Game 3,
just horrible.
Looks stupid. Tomorrow, I'm going to be realistic with you, all right? I'm not going to be your Phillies fan where like, oh, they're winning 10-0. They're going to lose, but they're going to lose 7-6.
Like it's going to be that frustrating where it's like, oh, there's hope.
There's hope. They're going to be winning 6-3 in the 8th inning, and then Lindor is going to come up and have his Harper moment is what's going to happen. Book it right now. Book it. Ranger Suarez is going to pitch a gem too. That's the thing. He's going to give us hope. Phillies are going to be up 7-1 when he's out of the game by the 6th inning.
Hey, Pedro Martinez predicted the Phillies to win tonight.
Well, Pedro Martinez.
Martinez?
All right, I think that's about it for this episode.
All right, let's wrap it up. Your phone's about to die.
It is. We'll see you
All right.
guys.
See you on the